Hey, what's going on, everyone? Vega here for Serpent X Tech. I'm just going to get right into it, even though this is on a live stream for all my future viewers. We got the Iceriver RX0. Cool thing is somebody forgot to apply the voided sticker, voided remove sticker. They forgot to apply it completely. So technically, if I remove that screw, it's not voided. They applied it to the side, so I guess if I remove this side panel, it's voided. But yeah, they didn't apply it completely, or it didn't stick, or I don't know what happened during shipping. But yeah, we got the Iceriver RX0, same form factor package that we're all familiar with, and I just wanted to go ahead and get it going. It did not come with a power supply in the package. If you order from Iceriver, I think they do that, right? Like if you go ahead and get it, you're not going to get a power supply. So just be prepared for that. I have so many of these Hunky 100-watt power supplies, it doesn't even matter. Matter of fact, I already got one here. I need to just grab an Ethernet cable and plug it in, and we're going to go ahead and start testing it. I've been testing out the AL0 and the Ultra for a while now. Matter of fact, here's my AL0. We're sustaining above 550 gigahash consistently, which is good. And then my Ultra is around 600 gigahash, which is good. Both upgraded power supplies, 230 on the Ultra, the KS0 Ultra, and then the 330 on the AL0, but neither one of them are getting anywhere near 300 watts as far as the overclocks go. And PB Farmer did come out with an update last night that you'll see in a future video that I'm testing out some indifferences I'm finding. So stay tuned for that. Make sure you get subscribed to not miss any updates. But let me get the Ethernet cable plugged in so we can go ahead and get this baby fired up. I am thinking about either using Viper or Humpool. If you don't know which pool to use for any particular cryptocurrency, I would challenge you to go to miningpoolstats.stream, type in the cryptocurrency that you are looking at, and just look at it. And so right now we can see that Viper has over 56% of the net hash on it. I don't like that, even though I like Viper Pool and would encourage you to go there for some of the other coins. For us to have over 50% of the net hash on one pool is not a good thing. So Hum Pool is probably where I'm going to go. But there's plenty of other good choices here, as you can see, if you're interested in that. But use miningpoolstats.stream to find the right pool. Meanwhile, hang tight. I'm going to throw on, put you guys on some music real quick while I get this Ethernet hooked up. But again, it's just the same form factor that we're all familiar with. Nothing crazy, nothing new, nothing fancy. We'll upgrade it, we'll modify it, do the same thermal improvements that we talked about. If you want to recap on that, right now, basically, you just remove the side panels. There's 4 screws on each side. That opens up a little bit of airflow for these little babies, little tiny fans, to get some better airflow. That will void your warranty. Besides that, you're going to put some fans on either side, one fan where the power connector is, so you keep that barrel plug nice and cool. 120 mil fan blowing directly in through the middle, coming out the other side, and then one mounted where you see these 4 holes, zip ties, whatever you got, screws if you can make it work. That's number 2. And number 3 is obviously tearing it down. This plate right here comes off. There's 6 screws. Take this off. I showed you how to pry off on that in a different video. Check out my AL0, KS0 Pro, whatever it might be. But you pry very carefully. You might rip some thermal pads. It's okay. It's not the end of the world. If you got replacement thermal pads, go ahead and do it. If not, you can probably use the ones that you slightly ripped, as long as it's not like really, really mangled, and replace the thermal paste. And better thermal paste might help out. The pinkish putty that they use stock is adequate, but if you're going to be pushing higher overclocks with PB Farmer, T-Swift, whatever it might be, no firmware updates for this one just yet, but I expect something to come in the future. Stay tuned to the channel for that. That though will encompass modifying these tiny little at-home miners. So let me get the Ethernet cable for you guys. Hang tight, and yeah, we'll get started. And just like that, Ethernet cable's already plugged in. Gonna plug in the barrel plug. You're gonna see it power on. You see the lights coming on, right? Give it a minute. And we're just gonna connect to it. On one side of this device, You have a warning that this thing does get really hot to the touch, so be careful for your little ones, your babies. We got our Ethernet lights, as you can see. We got our power red lights. So green is good, red is bad. Blinking red and green means something's updating. Maybe there's an inconsistency, minor temperatures, fan speeds, yada, yada, yada. There's a problem. But solid green or blinking green is what we want. USB port, this Type A port is usually for services, like repair services, stuff like that. You wouldn't really tie into it. Maybe somebody's utilizing it for debugging, right? Maybe to figure out the firmware and mic modified firmware for these devices. They need that USB Type A port. But now it's just a matter of letting it connect, which it's doing right now. Hang tight. And of course, I am working, as I mentioned in my tweet. My work in my 9 to 5, so bear with me. But if you have any questions about this, hit me up in the comment section or in the live chat. But what is the profitability looking like? Like, it's not, you know, since this thing has come out, profitability has tanked drastically. So let's go ahead and go over to hashrate.no. Let's look up the RX0. And you can see here, it's way down here. This thing was making around $12 at the very beginning, around the announcement. And now it's barely making $1, unfortunately. Especially because the market's down today. Market took a little bit of a dip the past couple days. But I personally like these little miners, right? And unlike the gold shell versions, and nothing against gold shell. I like gold shell too. James, don't get mad at me. But these Iceriver miners, we can modify. As long as PB Farmer and T-Swift, and PB Farmer has been doing a great job. The dev has been doing a great job getting us updates and stuff like that. So I like these because I can modify them and I can tweak them and I can tune them. And I love tweaking and tuning. Like, that's what got me into crypto mining in the first place. I came over from the overclocking space, and this was just an easy transition for me because you're tweaking, you're tuning for efficiency. That's what the goal is here. Now, I will say I'm being a hypocrite because right now the levels I'm pushing to AL0 is not efficient at all. I just wanted to be, I've been trying to get 600 giga hash, but it's not working. I'm sure with the AL0 Pro and Ultra, maybe we'll be able to do that. But yeah, we're just hitting a wall. It doesn't like to go above 400 on the chip voltages, core clock 900, and it's just not getting there. I mean, I crest over 600 in the short term, 5-minute time intervals, but I just can't get the 30 and the 2 hour to reflect the 600 giga hash. So I'm being hypocritical. I'm not running this as efficient as I could. I would urge caution and to back it down. Do not run 200 volts into or 200 watts consistently on this thing. If you're concerned about the barrel port plug, if you have inadequate cooling, you haven't modified anything or MOSFETs or anything like you wouldn't even be getting close to where I'm at if you have not added MOSFET heat sinks and better thermal paste. And on the KS0 Ultra, it's just comfortable at 600 giga hash. Like, I'm running pretty efficient, under 192 watts. I probably could back it down to I think my favorite, most efficient one was like 156 to 162, getting about 525 giga hash or 530, something like that. But everybody's got their own favorite clocks. We're all in different areas, different environmental conditions. So feel free to share your clocks and settings for your KS0 Ultra, AL0 Ultra, and eventually RX0 in an upcoming video. But let's go ahead and grab what we need from Humpool, because we're going to need that information. So I'm going to go over to the RXD. I already know my account and everything. I just need the server. And to find it, you can use the Iceriver tool. I think they have an IP scanner. I like Angry IP Scanner. Really cool tool. You just put in your IPs and everything, your subnet, your local IP range, and it will detect all the devices in that range, and then you just got to find it. In my case, I can just log into my router, which I'm not going to do in front of you guys, so sorry, and try to find it that way, which I'm going to do right now, because let's check out what the name of the device is, because I think the last one I did was Mitsubishi, and no, it just says Iceriver. Okay, so Iceriver, all we got to do is copy that IP. I don't know why I did that. And there we go. Put that over there. So it's going to be admin. And then what is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There we go. Make sure you change that password, which I'm going to do right now. That's always the first thing that I do. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And it should log us out. Let's find out. Yep, sure does. So admin and the new password and save. All right, so we got to get to mining settings. It's already on Humpool. That's good. So rxd.us1.humpool:11800. That's exactly what we're on, but I need to put in my information here. And with Humpool, because I created an account, I got to put in my account information. So we're going to do something similar to this, but we're going to say RX0. If I can do the 0 correctly. And then put in my favorites for the password. You guys know what that is. If you don't, stick around. You might find out something. Fan speed, I'm going to go ahead and just lock that at, we'll do 40% for now. Mode is normal, or I think sleep. So we're just going to leave it on normal. And now we don't have a way to, like the T-Swift, what is it? The Iceriver monitor or something like that. I don't think that works on this particular device. And PB Farmer, if you need to get your hands on some seat time with this thing so you can develop a firmware, let me know. I'll send it to you. Greater Good, let me know. I'm pretty sure Greater Good should be getting theirs here shortly. But we'll see. Stay tuned from your favorite content creator about, any updates. But yeah. So what we got here. We're sitting pretty good. Temperature 1, I believe, is the exhaust or intake. So temperature 1 is the intake temperature. Exhaust temperature is temperature 2. But I think that's reversed. Yeah, so this is the intake temperature. Temperature 2 is intake. That's 38. Temperature 1 is the exhaust, 56. There's obviously not much exhaust because the side panels are not open. And we're sitting pretty good. Fan speed's locked at 2,000 RPM. And then here we are. We're already at the 5-minute mark, and we're at 280 gigahash. Let's look at the profitability while waiting for this thing to climb up. Good afternoon, Cats of Crypto. Dom says, do you think it can be a good idea to solo mine with RX0? Yeah, Amplifier Gaming, a stream, yeah. I don't do streams. Yeah, I'm literally working right now. I'm literally working. My work laptop is right here. I just got this from DHL. I haven't been able to be the first, and I'm sorry if I got a little bit loud there in your ears. I apologize, headphone users. I haven't been able to do live streams where I can showcase or be one of the first to showcase a device in our physical hands. Like, I think a lot of the content on the RX0 has been speculative and like, hey, it's out, it's coming out, Iceriver selling it, blah, 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 blah. But we never physically gotten our hands on one. So now it just literally got dropped at my door. Box is right behind me, and we're testing it out live. So go back to the beginning of the video if you're just joining. I talk about the basic mods of these. I got plenty of videos on these type of form factor devices, right? Ooh, and that's getting nice and warm already. Ooh, my little toaster. But I did a lot of guides on these particular form factor from Iceriver and all the different mods you can do. But basically, we should be getting around 260 gigahash at 100 watts on Radiant, which isn't supported. I think it's unminable support Radiant. I think it does, right? Unminable support Radiant. Feel free to go ahead and drop me some Solana on this address if you see it and want to go ahead and do it. Wait, why is this worker offline? Why did it go to unminable? What? What's going on? What? 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 You shouldn't be... What? Hang on one second. You shouldn't be on unminable. XSF1. 10-3. Offline. Blake 3. What? K Heavy Hat. Dude, what? I am not mining. This is the machine that's SSF1. This is not, I'm not mining. When did that start? All right, anyways, I'll figure that out later. Anyways, whoever's mining to my address under my worker name, thank you, but like, the only thing I'm doing right now is confirming blocks for a project that I'm working on with some colleagues that you guys don't know about. So stay tuned for updates about that. And no, it's not Cats of Crypto. It's a proof of work project. So just stay tuned. Anyways, the whole point, my ADHD kicked in, is can we mine Radiant? Yes, we can mine Radiant through Unminable. Let's see here. SHA-256D, right? Where's it at? Where's it at? Man, there it is. 2512 256D. All right, so there it is. There's the pool address if you really want to use it. So you can technically use this to earn a cryptocurrency that you do want to hold because you're not too sure about Radiant, right? And why are you not too sure about Radiant? Well, when you have ASICs pop off like this and a lot of net hash and big miners come online, increasing difficulty, obviously that's going to tank profitability. And those miners that spent thousands of dollars on these, not just the Iceriver RX0, but maybe like the Dragon Ball miners, they need to sell their profits. They need to sell their Radiant in order to recoup whatever they spent. So this little guy went from $12, almost $13 a day, to now $1 a day in profitability. And I'm expecting that to go down. You know, soon it's going to be at 40 cents. 25 cents a day, kind of like that we saw with the KS0 as more and more net hash comes online. Matter of fact, let's look up the Radiant network hash rate monitor stats, and you can see in the chart that it just skyrocketed, right? So we were getting inklings of ASICs coming online. People were like, no, it's FPGAs. And we were like, no, the math doesn't make sense. It's ASICs. You know, this might have been FPGA / new ASICs coming online. But then all of a sudden, mum's the word, and boom, we go from an average of around 100, almost 200 terahash to now over 1.7 petahash. So, that just destroyed the profitability. I believe even the Dragon Ball miners are taking a hit. I forgot what they were at. Let's go back up. Dragon Ball. What's the top Dragon Ball? So the top Dragon Ball miner, the A11, is now down to like $9 profitability at 10 cents per kilowatt hour, when originally it was at 151 in early September. So yeah. So now here's a cool thing though. If Radiant continues to build, continues to expand, continues to push marketing and get on other exchanges. They've been doing some cool things with the Radiant marketplace, and I created a token called SerpentX Tech, and Son of a Tech's got GOAT. But you can see that exchange-wise, they don't really have an A-tier exchange, right? Like page 3, page 2 is basically non-existent. It's TradeOver and CoinEx. Nothing that's wrong with them, but TradeOver's pissed me off in the past with their actions and lack of transparency with the community regarding Caspa and the deposits there. I think some people still haven't gotten theirs. But, you know, they're basically like D-tier exchanges is what they're on. They need to get on an A-tier exchange, maybe at least a B or C-tier exchange. Binance and Coinbase will probably wreck them. 24-hour volume is only like, it's under 1 million, right? So if they really want to grow, they need to get over 1 million plus on volume. They need to get on better exchanges, and they just need to keep pushing project goals and stuff like that. But it is community ran. It's not one guy or one selective group making all the calls. It's literally ran by the community. So the best thing that you can do if you're interested and have the bandwidth, what I mean by bandwidth is the time to do this, is if you're an active participant in the Radiant Discord or community, wherever they're located, maybe you can help steer the ship. Maybe you can help guide. You know, a lot of the good devs are over at Ethereum and Solana. There's only a handful out there. They're very rare to find. And then everything else has been kind of like meh, right? As far as mining profitability, GPU mining profitability has went to crap. But ASICs and FPGAs are kind of like the go-to place. It's going to be primarily Alephium right now or Caspa. The AL1 Pro is only making $45 a day. Remember when these KS0s and KS5, and not zeros, but 5s, 3s, 3Ls, Ms, moms, dads, were making like 100 plus a day. Well, now they're not, right? Now they're down significantly. We do got a lot of different ASIC manufacturers that I feel like the chip supply, the actual components that goes into these machines are all the same. For example, and I could be wrong, let's say the AL2 Lite, that box that it comes in, looks exactly like the Gold Shell miners. The Bombax looks exactly like the Jazz miners, right? The Iceriver miners look exactly like the Bitmains. So, like, I wonder, and look at Grin making a comeback. Holy crap, Mimblewimble coin on the rise. That sucks that I sold my G1 Mini. I guess I'm shooting myself in the face. Maybe not. The G1 Mini. No, whoa, oh, 27 cents a day. Oh, snap. Sorry, I got distracted again. Anyways, the RX0 is only making $1 a day after originally making around $12 to $13 at time of launch. This is what ASIC manufacturers do. They don't really announce it until they're ready to actually go live with it. And then what they do is they mine on it and they make as much profit as they possibly can before they sell it to the open market. Welcome to the world. It's just what happens, unfortunately. So yeah, looks like we need to process it one by one. No, what are you talking about, bro? Transfer not possible for wholesale account. What? No, you did something wrong, homie. Yeah. That doesn't sound right. Okay. Hang on one second. So we got to transfer a bunch of domain names into a particular account. And the tool that is utilized is giving us a hard time. Or at least giving him a hard time. So, all right. I don't think we got questions or we don't got questions. What we got here? Chris Hanley got pumped. He's a pirate. How much was it? Shit. I forgot. Demonetized. Iceriver.io. Completely forgot. I am trying to get my hands on the AL0 though. So 400, I think is what it was. And I'm using channel funds, what little channel funds I do get to get this, because I don't have any personal funds myself. I wouldn't. Right? Just like in the past, when I had the availability and capability, when new GPUs would come out, I would say do not buy. Wait for day one reviews. But Paul's Hardware, Gamers Nexus, and all our favorites don't test mining performance. So I would jump on the grenade for you guys so that way you wouldn't get screwed. Like the RTX 2080 was a perfect example. That was a bad card to buy. Like the 1080 Ti was such a good card for such a long time that the 2080 was pointless and it was barely above it in certain titles. Ray tracing wasn't refined. So I said no. So if I have the capability and the financials to buy a new device and give you a objective review, I would wait. But see, the problem is unlike my colleagues who have grown exponentially, and I'm happy for them, do not get me wrong. Stoked, I'm happy for their growth. I have not, so I do not have the funds needed in order to keep buying all this new hardware and testing it out. I can't spend tens of thousands of dollars like some of my colleagues can, unfortunately, or I don't have the publicity or credibility as far as influencers go to where they'll send me a $10,000 unit for free. I don't. So I can only go based off of data, and then I wait for their reviews, and then I give my opinion. But I'm doing my best, and I thank you for your support. Make sure to hit that like button, get subscribed if you're not already. What other questions do we have? ROI is probably around 2 months to never. Right, Dom. Let's see here. If we go back to the RX0, which is below the G1. Oh, well, that's not the Mini. Where's the RX0? AL0. So the AL0 is actually doing much better than the RX0. And I actually like the AL0, but I've been a strong proponent of lithium, Alphium, whatever for a while now. So what do we got here? So at $399, what is the ROI? ROI is 400 days right now at 10 cents per kilowatt hour, but I'm not at 10 cents per kilowatt hour. Let's be real here. 14 cents per kilowatt hour. I'm at 443 days. I'm making 90 cents a day. I believe 15 cents is the U.S. average, but that is not the world average. The world average, I think, is around 44 cents per kilowatt hour, which is quite unfortunate. So I spent $400 that I could have easily used on something else. No disrespect, Iceriver. I like you, Iceriver. I'm just saying, like, as far as like an at-home, an individual like myself, because I'm not too far from my colleagues. Excuse me, the normal blue-collar colleagues, like the regular people that work a 9-to-5 job, is an at-home miner and loves mining and tinkering and stuff like that. So to spend this kind of money for $1 a day, and then 3 months later it not even make $1 a day, make it more like 40 to 25 cents a day, I would not buy this. I would not buy this. That's just my objective personal opinion. I know that's not what Iceriver wants. I know that's not what Nhash wants. I know that's not what Crypto Miner Bros wants. But I wouldn't. Now, if PV Farmer gets his hands on this and we're able to extend the lead on this thing a little bit more, we're supposed to be getting 260 gigahash. We're at 280 right now. Then maybe we can do 400 gigahash on this thing, and that would be very interesting, right? It'll be nice to tinker. Right now, so 120 watt power supply. I think I've used these Hunt Key power supplies for so long that I already know the numbers. It's going to be a 102 to 106 power draw. Sometimes if they're really efficient and the chips are really good, it'll be like 96 watts at the wall. So around 100 watts, 260 gigahash, $1 a day. Going to take you 400 plus, almost 500 plus days for you to ROI on your initial $400 that you spent on this thing. I think you can spend that $400 on something a little bit more better. More better? Is that a word? Something better than this one. So let's see here. I wish they would show the price here. You know, like what ASICs can I get for around $400? Let's go to Crypto Miner Bros real quick. Shop, drop, shut them down, shake them up. Oh, do I get to monetize that for that? Damn. All right. So low. We got the AL Box 3. All right. So K0 Ultra is $259. You get an S9 for like $400, dude. S9K. Wow, the gold shell. Okay, it's sold out. I was about to say. Avalon Nano 3. Got one of those. The CKB miner, $469. Yikes. Cadena miner. So yeah, I mean, but what are they making? Let's look. So Gold Shell, KD Box 2, and CK Box 2. So let's see here. Manufacturer, Gold Shell. So KA Box. That doesn't look right. We're looking for Cadena Miner, KD Box, or CK Box. Okay. KD or CK. KD or CK. So here's the CK Box. It's making negative 42 cents a day. And the KD Box making negative 55 cents a day. So if we look at it from that perspective, any miner around $400 is not profitable other than the RX0. And the AL0, which is currently priced at what? $749. So that's a completely different price bracket. Wow. Crypto Miner Bros is selling their RX0 for $800. Yikes. Yikes. So, okay. Okay. They're a business. They got to make their money. Maybe our Radiant will spur the market or something. Maybe something will pop off. There'd be a nice little bull run, mini bull run, and people start buying and gobbling is up. I know I want to stack as much Radiant as possible. I've been playing around with Radiant. I've been using Radiant to mine Radiant tokens on the the RXD20 standard. So yeah. But still, yikes. So I mean, what other miner can you get for around $400 that's actually profitable? Not anything. All right, so the RX0, I guess, is okay compared to, I mean, GPU mining, right? So let's say, what's a $400 graphics card? Somebody in live chat, give me a $400 graphics card. All right, so the 4060, 4060 Ti, 4060 Ti, 7600 XT. No way. No way. Why does this look so fake? Nuh-uh. Nuh-uh. No way. Summer discount, 50% Gigabyte Aorus GeForce RTX 4090, 24 Gigabyte. No way. That looks sus as heck. Are you kidding me? Free returns for 90 days. Dude. Why does this look so sus? A 4090, liquid cooled 4090 for 328? Dude, I wouldn't trust that. I mean, it says AliExpress, but it's like AliExpress US. Seems very sus. Anyways, 4060 Ti is the only card that we could probably get around $400. So if we go there, go to GPU calculator, and go to 4060 Ti. If I can find that. There it is. And we hit calculate. For around $400, you'd be making 40 cents a day profit. GPU mining's dead though, right? And that's today though. Like, let's not get it twisted. That's today. Woo, that's hot. Woo. That's today. Tomorrow, it might be only making 25 cents a day profit. Now, that's with Aleo, Skydoge, you're only making 14 cents, Evermore, 9 cents. So that's more realistic. So 10 cents. So $400 a day, around $400, RX0, $1 a day right now with the possible chance in the next 3 months. So before you can ROI in the 400 or 500 days, it's definitely going to get down to 40 to 25 cents a day profitability, and that's it. Whereas a GPU for around the same price, 4060 Ti, can range anywhere between 40 cents a day down all the way to 8 to 10 cents a day profitability, sometimes going into negative depending on the cryptocurrency prices and the volatility. Which one would you choose? A GPU or the RX0? I want to hear from you. Let me know down in the comment section or in the live chat. But yeah, this thing is running good. Temps are looking pretty good. 66, 52. I could spin up the fans a little bit more to give it some better cooling. 69 now. I'm pretty sure if we do that, and these things like to run warm. Oftentimes, and I showed you this in my past videos, if I open up the side vents and I put 120 mil fans on this sucker, I could wind up pushing it to where it won't even get cranking. Like, it won't even get up to here. It would just do a little loop and come right back down to 0 gigahash and stay there. Because if it's too low temperature-wise, just like your car, right? If you pull your thermostat out and you're just letting the fluid run through and the thermostat's not letting the engine warm up, I could, stop you from efficiently running your engine, right? So the miner, if it's too cool, will not get to the indicated hash rate or the hash rate it should be at. So they like to run warm, but if you can manage that warmth, right, let it get up to temp and then ramp up your fans and then keep it there, even with the overclocks, it runs pretty smoothly, which is what we're doing here. I still got some fine tuning to do on the AL0, but again, basically over 550 gigahash on the AL0, and then over like around 600 gigahash on the KS0 Ultra. But stay tuned because I did find some inconsistencies on the AL0 as far as at the pool level. You'll hear about that in a future video. I don't know when it's coming out, but in a future video. So yeah, I don't know if I can pick this up, but I'm gonna try the RX0. Available now. That's why I say don't let your little ones touch it. I have calloused hands, and that stings a little bit. I'm sure some of you probably have more calloused hands than I do. You made my day. I raised the dev soup for this. Good job. You guys use Jira at work? Oh, that stung. All right. So what we got going? Veteran miner adapter cables to server PSU out yet? Yeah, so I tried one, but I burnt mine up. I burnt the barrel plug, but that's because I did exactly what I said not to do. which is to run these miners long term on with an overclock. Stock, it's fine. The barrel plugs are fine, but with the overclock, not so much. Veteran miner does have these cables, as you can see here. Limited edition teal barrel connector made with paracord while supplies last. To 12-volt server power supply, 6-pin. PCIe female for KS0 miner, 16 AUG. And he's got a bunch of other cables that you can utilize, all to your liking. But yeah, we got the barrel plug options available. I have one, but I burnt up my barrel plug because of my own silliness, not because of Veteran Miner. Veteran Miner and I and Matt Electron and a number of others warned not to use the Veteran Miner cable with these high-end overclocks. Like if I'm using this high-end overclock where I'm pushing 200 plus watts, I shouldn't use the Veteran Miner cable. But if anything, what you're going to burn out is the cable would be fine, but the barrel plug connector on your physical machine, as well as on the connector on the opposite end of the 6-pin, is going to burn up. And that's exactly what happened. Mine's melted. So any last minute questions, concerns, comments? So I thought the AL0 expected at least a few months of being able to mine about 5 alpha a day. By the time I got mine, it was down to 1.4 a day, and now 1 a day on average. Then it came out with the AL2 Lite. That's what they do, man. That's what they do, right? They've been, dude, we saw this, guys. Me, Crypto Mikkel, I believe Hawk and Mining King, aligned. But me and Crypto Mikkel were calling it out as soon as we saw it. When Red Panda and a few of the others were like, hey, look at this hash rate. Look at how this hash rate has grown. We see it on Hero Miners. And we're like, holy shit, ASICs are coming out. And they're like, no, it's FPGA farms, FPGA farms. And we're like, no, ASICs are coming out. And then we get the team for Radiant confirming it. But Alephium, we could just see that it was ASICs. And they'll mine the crap out of it, right? Right? Like we jumped up from only 8160 terahash to then over 200 some terahash. We sustained there for quite a long time. And then in early September or about mid-September, we started climbing like there was no tomorrow on Radiant at least, right? They mine, they say, hey, we have ASICs available. Meanwhile, they're just raking in profits. And then when their profits get diminished, or they recouped their development costs or whatever their R&D costs were, then they start releasing it to the public, and now you can mine on it. But by the time you get it, the mining profitability has gone to crap. That's just what they do. And so then they come out with another machine that's a little bit more efficient, a little bit, and they do increments. They don't do like blow you out of the water with performance, right? Same thing with what's happening with Nvidia and AMD, guys. We're not getting blown away with performance increases. We're getting incremental, controlled increases that require a lot more power, making these devices much more efficient. I do not want a 650 watt GPU to only give me 7 to 10% over previous generation when I can get that 7 to 10% at only 400 watts. Like, that doesn't make any sense. We're sacrificing efficiency for performance when we need to be working on efficiency and performance. And I believe with the downscaling of our chip sizes, right? 7 nanometer, 5 nanometer plus, so on and so forth, that efficiency is there. But because Intel and AMD are in this power struggle of who's the top CPU maker, they're alleviating these limits, right? We just saw AMD's like, oh, 9000 series, you're tired of being stuck at 65 watts? Here's a patch. Here's a BIOS update. Now you can unlock the 105. Oh, by the way, PBO still voids your warranty, but good luck. You can use it, though, if you really want the performance. But then when you use the 105, it's like you're negating the efficiency gains created by the GPU or by this new, or excuse me, CPU with this new generation. And we could go into a rant. I'm sure as a pirate myself, Matt Electron, and a number of others that I haven't named could go into a big debate about this. But I feel like all manufacturers are just doing this dance of, let me just give them incremental gains, increase the power a little bit generation to generation, and they'll just keep on coming. They'll keep on buying because the pandemic showed them that people are willing to pay exorbitant prices for incremental gains. And it's stupid. The only way we can stop that is if we stop buying it. But unfortunately, people don't, and people use it to scalp others or take advantage of others' kindness, and then here we are. But my rant tirade is over. I just don't think you're going to see like an RX0 Pro and an AL0 Pro or an AL0 Ultra. The the AL2 Lite is just another stepping stone. It's just going to keep happening. Now, I am working to get my hands on the AL2 Lite if Crypto Miner Bros would finalize the agreement. That would be great. But I haven't heard anything yet. Cool thing I like about it is, again, it looks exactly like the Gold Show one. It looks like it has a wireless antenna right here, but I'm not sure. Like, if you look very closely, see the wireless antenna? SD card, reset button, maybe IP locate, Ethernet port, and then your normal traditional C13, C14 power connector, and then a power switch. I like that. I really do like that. But 500 watts, this is something I probably would put in a garage and not inside my house. I'm pretty sure it's not going to be loud at all. And my question is will I be able, will PB Farmer and T-Swift and company be able to come out with firmware mods just like they do with the RX0, the AL0, whatever. But as soon as there's firmware updates, I'll let you know. All right, so stay tuned. Just should you get the KS2 Lite, in my opinion? No. Should you get the AL2 Lite, in my opinion? That one's a little bit more attractive, but again, you need to understand your risk tolerance and know that the hash rate is going to continue to climb, difficulty is going to continue to climb, which is going to reduce your profitability. So your ROI chances is just going to get further and further away as the days tick by. The RX0 is already down from $13 a day down to $1 a day. Should you get one right now? Not at $800. If you can get one for $400 or less, maybe consider it, but understand again the risk. The risk is this thing is not going to be profitable. The resale value is going to go down, and you're not going to be able to do much with it other than just tinker, tune. So if you love tinkering and tuning, great. But I don't see somebody buying 6, 7 of these, putting them in a server system or some sort of setup where they got fans blowing over them as like a larger scale operation. 1 or 2 of these is a fun little toy to have. Something to get the kids going, to get the kids learning how to manage and maintain their own miners. Yada, yada, yada. You got the AL Box 2 from Gold Shell. That's still around $800. So that's, what's the hash rate on that? That's 1 terahash, where for a little bit extra, and I would say it's almost double for 1 extra terahash, is the AL2 Lite. So these prices, guys, I like, there's not one miner out there that I would say, damn, that blows me away. Like, I feel bad for the people that bought the Dragon Ball miner at 10K plus, and now it's 6K. Like, I feel bad. And again, that thing used to make $150 a day, and now the Dragon Ball miner is only making barely $10 a day. So that's the risk you play. Technology moves fast. You buy something today, it's the latest tech. I'm showing you this RX0. It just came out. We finally got our hands on it, and it's already unprofitable. Now, the AlphaPex miner is definitely intriguing. I don't like the pricing of it, but Dogecoin, Bitcoin, Litecoin are not going anywhere. Caspa is not going anywhere. Alephium, Radiant, and the others, not every single one of them, but at least Alephium and Radiant have to prove to me that they're here for the long haul and they can sustain market-wise and all that other stuff. So before you go buying thousands of dollars or hundreds of thousands of dollars of this equipment, make sure you understand your risk and your convictions. All right, let's get ready to wrap this up. I know you guys got things to do. I got things to do. Panda said always buy the first batch. Rookie mistake, always buy the second batch. Never listen to Panda, please. Do you only listen to others, or ever have you your own opinions and thoughts? I think you're talking to each other. You guys are just teasing each other. Right, Chris? You're not talking to me? Because you know I got my own thoughts, and I'll say whatever the fuck's on my mind, even if I piss off people. That's not my intent, but I'm always going to be objective. So, Chris Hanley, I'm pretty sure you were talking to you got one of the guys in the chat, but let me know if that's directed to me, and I'll be more than happy to answer it. I love constructive criticism. They didn't ship in November. They shipped first batch January 2024. There you go. Vote with your wallet. I like efficiency, says a pirate. Vote with your wallet. So he's talking about not buying, you know, the 4090s and the 5090s at their exorbitant prices. Feeding the beast. Dom, got mine in hand November 27th. Do you mean the KS0 Ultra? Okay, you guys talking about other miners. I expect an RX Lite will be the same situation from the AL0 to the AL2 Lite. Will be like a 5X. So RX Lite would be expected to be 1.4 terahash. Yeah, I expect there be another one of these. Wow, that's getting really hot. Very, very soon. All right, Chris, just making sure. If you need anything, let me know. All right, so thank you, everybody, for hanging out. I don't think there's any other questions. The RX0 is the RX0. 260 gigahash, 100-ish watts. It runs great. I'm connected. Matter of fact, let's check out Humpool. Make sure we're getting shares here. Might need to restart the miner. I put in the right information, right? Let's see here. Mining settings. Yeah, let's go ahead and restart the miner. Just in case. We know the hash rate's good, but just want to make sure that it's connecting to the correct pool under the correct information. Which it is. And yeah. So anybody wants to connect to this pool, there's the account. Just put in your worker name afterwards. Feel free to send me some RXD. But yeah. There is not one thing in this world right now that's screaming to me, oh my God, I want it. The AlphaPex is the closest thing. I am working on getting my hands on one. Unfortunately, spending money that I don't need to be spending. But I'm trying to get you guys content. And everybody wants new shit. And I don't have money to keep on buying the new shit. So I'm sorry. But I appreciate your support. Some of you OGs, some of y'all that just joined in. Some of y'all hanging out. But that should do it for today. Let me stop ranting and raving. Let me get back to work. And I love you guys. I appreciate every single one of y'all. These little miners are fun to me. Are they fun to you? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Would you buy one? Would you not buy one? Give supporting arguments or cases, please. Yeah. Do me a favor on the way out, though. Hit that like button. Make sure to get subscribed. Hit the notification bell to stay up to date. So let's check out additional links in the description. Help support the channel and what we do here. And you all have yourself a wonderful day. Take care. I'll catch you next one.